Sabiha. I am one of the hosts of this channel called Khoisan Talks. I just want to welcome everybody back to the channel if you've been here, and welcome if it's your first time coming. This is a channel dedicated to our cultural and traditional beliefs as Khoisan people. For those who don't know, Khoisan is the indigenous people of Southern Africa. We span South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, and parts of Angola. Um, this is our stories, and we are grateful that we are able to tell our own stories. I would also just like tonight to make the children call it a shout out. Oh, I just want to acknowledge a sister, friend, partner of ours. She's the third one with the third wheel in this operation. She's taking a couple of days off to search for enlightenment and healing. And I just wanted to say, if she's watching, we wish her well. We pray that she gets guidance and knowledge and wisdom, and that our Father hears her during the silent time. So I just wanted to acknowledge that tonight. And then my beautiful co-host, Jessica, who is a friend, a sister, companion, confidant. I would allow her to introduce herself. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, Sabiha, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica, as I say in my previous podcast, and I'm from Namibia. Welcome. If you just tune in, welcome to this channel. Please like, share, subscribe, like, and share. We would appreciate that so much. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your blessings. Thank God for this evening first, and I hope you can tune in, leave us messages. You are most welcome, and thank you once again. Back to you, sis.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. So just before we start as well, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching us, who's listening to us, the people in Namibia, the ones in South Africa. Please don't forget to comment, ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. We are all willing to answer with God's grace and mercy. And just hello to you if you have joined us. Tonight we'll be discussing ancestors. Something that I get very excited about when people talk about ancestors and their ancestors and what that means to them. And so tonight we will be discussing ancestry within our communities, within the Khoisan communities, and how we perceive it, and how I perceive it, at least. Can I say that? I first want to say, before we start, I just want to say that there's a big difference between ancestors, God, and angels. Khoi believe we must only bow to God. Khoi believes we must only submit to God. Khoi believes that it's only through the say-so of God that things happen. And so we turn to Him and we pray to Him and we bow to Him, and He is the supreme ruler of this cosmos and ourselves, the creator, the Alpha, the Omega, whatever you want to call it, that is God. Angels is what we believe those who bring God's message from the heavens to the earth, because we as human beings in this mortal realm that we are in, we are unable to hear God's voice. I think one would probably die if one could hear God's voice. But he uses his angels to communicate, exect his laws, things like that. So that is completely separate to ancestors when we talk about ancestors. And I just wanted to make that distinction between the two. So ancestors, what is our ancestors? Who is our ancestors? My understanding, the wisdom that I've been given, is that your ancestors are anybody who's passed on in your line, in your lineage, from your progeny. So, for example, if your mother has passed on, she would be considered an ancestor. If your grandmother, your father, and their lines, whoever comes before them who has crossed over into the other realm, this is what we call our ancestors. And while doing a calculation, I'm trying to get his name now. He's a very enlightened man. He said that if you can count back from how we know time is, from how far we know time is, and we know that Khoi is first. We are the first nation. We are the first human beings. We are all the first being that could use their mind, that could use their intelligence to create, to come up with ideas. It is our imagination, it is our creativity, all these things. We know that Khoi is first. So if I look at that timeline, 300,000 years ago, I can only assume that I have millions. It probably took more than 1,000,000 to get to me. And all of those people are considered my ancestors. The ancestors has a very specific role when it comes to Khoi and what we believe. The ancestors, so if you think of God as the entity to which you pray, to which you ask for guidance, to which you ask for knowledge, to which you ask for, then your ancestors, oh, sorry about that, everyone. Your ancestors are the ones who steer the boat, so to say. So if they find, and the nice or the cool thing about ancestors is they do not care if the tire, if you run a flat tire and you need to get somewhere, they don't care about the flat tire. They will keep you on to where you are going, subtly nudging you in the right direction. If, for example, you are off your path, it is very hard for I shouldn't say it is very hard. If you are off your path, the ancestors will try and navigate you in a way that you still stay close to your life path. The ancestors are there to push you onto your life path. And when you are onto your life path, to propel you forward. Is there any questions you would like to ask me, sis, about this?
You may continue. I will raise my hand. Yes.
Like in school, yeah.
Yes.
And so our ancestors are immortal beings that not guides us, but keeps us on the path that we are supposed to be on. They are the ones nudging us in the direction. They are the ones who support us during this lifetime, support us with the energy, support us with comfort, support us with strength. And I find that even though a lot of cultures don't say ancestors, they all have some type of ritual that they perform for those who have passed on onto the other realm. For example, in Islam, which is the religion I follow, people still go to the what we call a kabrstan, the graveyard. They would go once a week, twice a week, however many times they want to go. And what they do there is to pray. So they pray for the people who have passed on. They ask for enlightenment for the people that have passed on. I think what most people don't understand is that this is actually a two-way street. As we elevate them, they elevate us. And so I encourage people to go to the graveyard and to ask your ancestors, those people who you visit in the graveyard, to uh, uh, not guide you, but to support you and to keep steering you and to keep you focused, because that is all ancestors do. They keep you on the path you are supposed to be, and they keep you focused so that you don't go off the path. Now, when we look at our Khoisan history and how that pertains to our ancestry, like I said, because we are the oldest Homo sapiens, human beings on this planet, we have a lot of ancestors. As a matter of fact, anybody who is of dark skin, anybody who is melanated, I believe, is my ancestor. Because we originated human beings. We were talking the other day, me and Eustace, about um, the eggs that the female carries. And so what
Yes.
we said is, in my eggs, or in the egg that I carry, is life. These daughters, these sons. If I birth them, daughters specifically, whatever is in her egg will produce her children or her offspring. So if we look at it in that sense, that we are born with the egg, with the genes, with the personalities of who must come, and we go back, which means my mother had me in her ovaries. I, in her ovaries, had my daughters in my ovaries. So if we look at it in that sense and we carry it all the way back, and we say we are the first Homo sapiens, that means at some point, Eve, or the great mother, she had us all in her ovaries, her children, her children's children, and so on and so forth. And so anything that comes from her, I believe, is my ancestor, because I come from her. When it comes to uh, being African, being melanated, being dark, I believe all of us are related to one another, at least when it comes to Khoisan. It is
Mm.
always, yes, it is always, the ancestors are always there to, like I said, to nudge us in the right direction, but they are also there to give us hope, send us messages. For example, I speak to a lot of people and they'll tell me, Sabiha, I felt my mother sitting on the bed next to me. Or, Sabiha, I heard my father's voice.
Mm.
Or if the child has passed on, they would say, I smelled my child. And they think it's their minds, or what modern or Western thinking has them, that this is all mental, it's all in your mind. Yes, yes, yes. You're imagining these things. As a matter of fact, that you are discouraged from speaking to ancestors. Uh, a lot of our religions have put almost a mark of saying this is not part of religion, this is not part of God. And so a lot of the times, a lot of our people have forgotten to um, pray for the ancestors, to ask the ancestors for support, to pay homage, so to say. That is about the most we must do for the ancestors. The acknowledgement of them brings them closer to us. Remembering them brings them closer to us. If we have a project, a path that is for humanity and for upliftment, communities, all these things, they become even stronger because now you are doing God's work.
Sis, I want to ask something. You just mentioned that one needs to elevate as much as they elevate us. We should also elevate them. So you go to their grave. Is it only possible to go talk to them while you are at their graveside, graveyard, at the grave where they are buried, or can one also like just move in nature, for instance?
Yes. Our
And
ancestors are
the
always
other,
with us. Sorry for your wisdom.
okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, you just said that we should pay homage. How can you elaborate more on how does one pay homage? To my understanding is you go like me to the garden. I go
Yes.
into my I go into my garden. I you have to help me here.
Right, right. I'm listening. I'm
Um,
following you. I'm following you.
I go into the garden. I take a glass of water with, or even a bottle of water. I pray to God on it. And then when I want to talk to or talk with my ancestors or to them or tell them about me and how I feel, I just go to the garden with this bottle of water, with a glass of water, whatever. And then I will pray on it, and then I will call on my mother or my grandmother.
Mm,
I
mm.
will introduce myself. I will say, I'm the daughter of
Yes.
Jackson Supe. I'm the
Yeah.
daughter of Stella Basson. And
Right.
then I will say, I'm here to ask for guidance. I'm here
Mm.
for you to help me. I'm busy with this and that. Is that how one pays homage?
That is not exactly, well, the water is paying homage. So
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
I,
Sorry,
yes,
sorry for that, sis.
no,
Yeah,
no,
then I
that's,
pour. I After I bless it, I drink it. Then I pour it on the
yes,
soil.
yes.
Yeah, and then I will do whatever I need to do. I will take a little bit and I will spit it
Mm,
so that
mm,
they can. For me, it's like just to recognize me. I'm giving back some of my spit to the soil. Yeah,
yes.
that is about it.
That is, well, that is how it should be done. So paying homage just means that you are acknowledging them. You are, um, for example, pouring water, libations on. So
Mm,
I tell people, if you want to uh, um, pay homage, go to where the grave sites are. Take the water.
mm,
If you want to take flowers, take
mm.
flowers. If you want to take incense,
Oh,
take incense. If you right, go and physically stand there and pray by the grave site. That is paying homage, right?
mm,
Giving an offering, water, flowers, incense, prayers. That is the homage. But when you ask for support, because that is what they do, they support us in our lifetimes. When you ask for support, you can do that anyway, because our ancestors are with us 24/7. They do not leave our sides. They
mm,
are with us 24/7. So you can, at this very moment, as I'm sitting here and I'm seeing my lights going on and off, and I can feel the energies, because, as you know, I do feel energies. Um, they are proud. They are proud. They are our biggest cheer. They are our
Mm,
biggest supporters, especially if we are on the right path, especially if we are leading our life path. So I always tell people, you can even ask them because they know what your life path is. Your ancestors know exactly what your life path is, and they can direct you to it. They can give little nudges, right? Go right, right, talk to that one, right, sit down here. All these little things. People think they do these things randomly when they decide to maybe you took the wrong road, or maybe you picked up the wrong parcel from the grocery shop and now you're sitting with something else. And these are all our ancestors doing little things, nudging us in the right direction to where we should be. The other thing that I also want to say about ancestors, they have no more hang ups. Thank God.
mm,
So, if, for example, your mother or your father was a difficult person, bad at communication, or if this person was suffering from, um, uh, uh, I call it, they are suffering from their memory, which means they suffer life. I always tell people, when you suffer from your memory, it's like you remember something and then keeps on playing on you. The thing, the memories of 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. Gosh, the memory can be yesterday. That is only a memory. It has no effect on you at this very moment in time. So they don't suffer that. They don't have, um, how do I say this? They don't have any emotions tied to their energy right now. The only thing they want, the only thing that they want, and the only thing that they'll do is keep you on that path, supporting you on that path, making things happen. All of a sudden, I might be a little late, for example, for a very important meeting, and then you might get a phone call to say that, oh no, the meeting has been pushed back 5, 6 minutes, giving you time.
mm.
These are the types of things that our ancestors do, especially if you are in tune, especially if you pay homage, especially if you acknowledge. This has always been part of African spirituality, our ancestors, and we understood the importance of paying homage to them and acknowledging them and knowing that we are guided by them.
Yes.
Mm.
So I just want to add something onto what you've said about you can call on them anytime, anywhere.
Yes, yes.
For
Anytime,
me,
anyway.
yes. You know, once we cannot say daar's nie iets wat ons kan sê soos for instance you can't say you can call upon them when you just need some insight or some, I won't say guidance, like I said. You mentioned earlier that when you need them to be by your side, tell them about your accomplishments.
Mm.
Now, I don't want us to think that we can only go to them when we need something.
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
no, no.
us thinking that. I want us to have that attitude of when you talk to me, like the discussions that me and you normally have,
Yes,
that's also the discussions that we should have with our ancestors.
yes, yes.
Yes. So I want the viewers to know also that not only you cannot only go to them when you need guidance or when you need to
Mm. mm.
You know, when you need to, when you need some kind of thing to be looked at, some kind of
Yes.
problem to be solved.
Yes.
Yeah, we go
Yes.
to God. We go to God with that, but they shouldn't be seasonal in your life. You can
Mm.
communicate with them. You can communicate with them just the way you've communicated with them while they were still alive.
Mm.
Like my
Mm.
sister said, they are all over. So when you
Mm.
go for an interview, invite them. Let's
Mm.
allow them, ask them to go with you. You will be surprised what may
Yes.
occur in that interview. Like the other day, I was on my way to Swakopmund
Mm.
and I've talked to them and I told them, give me a sign, must I go? And I was like 2 hours before I was supposed to leave for Swakopmund. And
Mm.
then within the next hour, after an hour, after I was asking that, I got a flat tire.
Mm.
That that was for me, that was an answer not to go.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So
Yes.
I stand back, I went to fix my tire, and I only left for Swakopmund the next day. So those are the
Mm.
things that we should look at.
Yes.
We should remember them like that. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you made your example was so beautiful and so accurate and so applicable. Um, the ancestors know where we should go, when we should stay, when we should move left, when we should move right. And if you just communicate with them, it's it's like having a people nowadays talk about artificial intelligence, AI. And you type something in there, and the AI pushes out the answer for you, and there you go. That is what the ancestors are. They'll because they already know where you should be. They already know how to get there. And so by merely asking, by merely acknowledging them, it will ease so many of the because we as human beings we only have so much well in this realm, in this vessel, in this portal that we are in, we are only aware because we haven't really exercised our psychic abilities. It has been turned off or it has been slowed down by food, by media, by the disruption in our civilizations when the colonizers came. It was all these things. Um, if you focus, if you just, I want to say this so that it's understandable to everybody, to the layman even, because a lot of us are laymen when it comes to our ancestors. If you just tap into that, your day, I tell people, it makes your day easier. It makes your week easier. It makes your month easier. It makes your year easier because you are always asking to be guided. You are always asking for support. And the ancestors are more than willing to help. They want to support us. They want to push us in the right direction. But it is for us to acknowledge them. If you do not acknowledge your ancestors, it is like turning down their superpower, what they are able to do for us, because, well, they're not needed or they're not even acknowledged.
What is
Mm.
that explanation you always use about Superman?
Oh, right, right. No,
So
that's just,
that example.
yes, yes. Um, Something different to ancestors, but What I say, us melanated people, we are Superman. They fashioned Superman after us, melanated people, especially
Mm.
Africans.
Yes.
Um, Superman is powered by the sun. And if the sun isn't there, he gets weak. We are the
Mm.
same. We are powered by the sun. We are the thing Superman is fashioned around. Mm,
Thank you
mm.
for that, sis.
Because our skin, this dark skin, this melanin that we have, it is triggered by the sun. And so we become more energetic, we become more playful, which means we become more creative, which means we can tap into our God mind and come up with
Mm.
all kinds of ideas and all kinds of solutions and imagining new things. That is the thing that make Africans great is the fact that our imagination is on such a level. It is so high. It supersedes anything else. And so you find a lot of inventions, most inventions, in my humble opinion, all inventions are created or designed or thought up by Black people. Mm. Mm. So
Beautiful.
yes, ancestors is integral in our existence. Our ancestors are integral in our existence. And once we as African people understand this, the better for our well being, the better for our, um, as a matter of fact, for overall humanity. If you pay homage and acknowledge the ancestors, they will pay homage and acknowledgement to you too. And like I said, anybody can be your ancestor, from your mother to your grandmother to your if there's a child that is even passed on, that child becomes your ancestor now. Always powering you, always energizing you, always pushing you into the right direction. And like I say, they have no emotions attached anymore. That um, earthly uh, um, worry of, like I said, I'm only using the Thai example because something similar happened uh, very recently where there was a tire burst. And my friend's mother just kept looking forward, just kept looking forward. She said, Mommy wasn't worried about where you're getting the tire, who's the guy coming to fix the tire, how long are they going to stay there, when they're going to be on the road.
Yes.
She was straight ahead. And I said, Mommy is acting and behaving like an ancestor already. Mm.
Mm.
They have absolutely no hang-ups, no hiccups.
Mm.
Not everybody becomes an ancestor, though. Not everybody becomes an ancestor. There are certain laws that you cannot break. Not all spirits become ancestors. Not all who have passed on become ancestors. Mm.
Sis, there is a question.
Yes.
I've read something somewhere, it was a while back,
Mm.
and it's about reincarnation.
Yes. Mm.
Um, so, like you said, for me, my findings or my experience or on my journey so far, I, like we spoke the other night, we get downloads.
Mm.
And for me, I realized or I read or so I found that when our ancestors, when our people die, they choose who they come back into.
Yes.
Or the soul,
Yes. Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
spirit, the spirit choose where and when.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, there's something I want to ask, but I don't want to ask like this. So, when you reincarnate, how many times? For me, one
Until
can reincarnate. For me, one can reincarnate, die, reincarnate. Is it until you fix yourself?
until you've
Re-
completed your life path.
Yes, something
Until
like
you
that. Yeah.
Yes, until you've reached a point where you, but this is the thing with in reincarnation. I think a lot of people think reincarnation is the person actually completely coming back and now this is my mother again in this form. That is not how. That is more East Asian philosophy on reincarnation. That somehow you come back as a tree, or you come back as another person, or you come back in the cat, or that is not African reincarnation. African reincarnation works the way I just explained it now, or similar to what I said earlier. Reincarnation is I am here. My spirit, the thing that holds me, there is some of it in my egg cell. In the egg that I produces, there's me, part of my energy. And so when the child is born, automatically I'm reincarnated. Something that has my spirit inside of it is birth and it is new. Do you understand?
I overstand.
Understand. So, say for example, you have a grandchild, and all of a sudden the grandchild, like our grandchild, the little girl of ours, she starts acting like mommy. She starts saying things like mommy. She starts talking like mommy. She starts having mommy's mannerisms. It's not because she came back as mommy. It is
Mm,
just that flow of energy that was in mommy's egg that eventually went into your egg, that eventually went into her mother's egg, eventually went into her. And she is a big part of that is generated. So we are always and forever reincarnated,
mm,
but not in the
mm.
sense of the East Asian way, not in the Indian way, not in the Chinese way, not in the we don't Africans don't believe like that in that kind of
Yes.
reincarnation. We are reincarnated because our some parts of our physical is injected into something and it creates a life. Part of our essence is injected into something and it creates a life. And so we can come out at any moment, 500 years from now. My offspring might look exactly like me, do the exact kind of work like me, have the exact kind of feelings like me, like the exact kind of foods as me. And people look at her and they say, "You are a reincarnation of your great, 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 great grandmother." Yes, but not every every soul has its own path. Every soul has its own. Every soul has its own path. And we even see it when we are alive, this reincarnation and getting our children to be like us. If mother has the child, you'll see how the mother pushes the child into a certain direction. For example, I'm in the medical field, so I push my daughters to medicine. They've always been around medicine. My whole family is involved in some kind of medicine. And so we push our children, almost creating copies of us, their personalities. We tell them what we like and we tell them you don't like that. We tell them what we dislike and you tell them you dislike that. We tell them what we like and we say you like that. We make
Yeah.
copies of ourselves, reincarnating the energy. If that explains, if that explains.
Yes. Thank you, sis. It does explain a lot. I just seem to forget to go back to the very first when we started the whole show tonight that you already, you in fact already explained it.
Yes, but
I think.
we didn't talk of it in a way of reincarnation and how it pertains to reincarnation. So yes, we are reincarnated all the time, but it's not like the soul physically comes back. The soul stays an ancestor. That person is in the other realm. That person stays an ancestor. It is the life essence. It is the
Hmm.
very life essence of us that is in our eggs that carries on to the child, reincarnating our energy again and again and again and again. Mm.
Because what I can attest to is I see the energy like you just explained. A
Yes,
lot of my
yes,
mom's energy
yes,
in my daughter's children, my two grandchildren.
yes.
That energy is more from my mother's side. You know, my
Mm,
mom's and my brother, he passed on when he was 1 years old. He was
mm,
supposed to be 40, 43 now. So
mm,
his
mm.
energy, for me, it was for me, it's so significant that I could identify my mom's energy in my daughter's daughter. She's 2 years old, and in my daughter's son. He's now
Mm,
3 months old. So it's like
mm.
you said, but just look how you just explained it now, and it makes so much sense what you've just gave through
We are
to
not.
us. Thank you so much.
I pray that my wisdom is guided. I pray that my wisdom is guided. Pray that my wisdom is guided. So that is what
Thank you.
um, reincarnation is. It is. It is not. Um, we don't come back repeating multiple lives. Um, but life is reincarnated constantly when we reproduce. That is a reincarnation of our energy. And even in that, you especially if I see a child or a grandchild, and the mother says to me or the grandmother says to me, the child exhibits the behavior of the mother or the grandmother or the sister, or the son exhibits the behavior of the father or the brother, the uncle or something, then I like to encourage them to find what that child's life path is. More than likely, the child's life path is a similar path to the person the child is mimicking or imitating. Or once you understand these things, it becomes very easy. Life becomes easy. African spirituality is about easing your life, easing your understanding, taking burdens away. As human beings, we really suffer life. We suffer life because our civilization was so interrupted when the colonizers came. And because of that interruption, we have lost our very connection with everything African. I tell people it is by the grace of God and your genius that you survive in this world, because this world is not created for Africans. This world is not created for black people. The way we think, the way we feel, the way we move, the way we do things, the way we, this world opposite of us. So if you can survive in this world, it is by the grace of God and your genius. However, you can make this life easier if you stick into, or if you tap into your African spirituality, then all these other things kind of fall away. Things start making sense. life becomes easier. You don't see things in a box. Now things are cylindrical. It's all flowing. Where the one point end is where the other point will start again. And with that point end, it is always flowing. And that is why when you take African art, ancient art, or modern art, it's always a cylinder. To us, Khoisan, it was the sun. You'll find on our rock all the sun, the round sun, or the that we draw. It's always in a circular form, one point meeting the other point or crossing over. So African spirituality is essential in our day-to-day lives, teaching our children, teaching our family. It just makes life so much easier to navigate. Sis, on that note, our time is almost there. If you have any last words, I would
Yeah,
appreciate.
I also experienced that there's different energies inside of one person.
it. Mm.
Please correct me. Sorry to go back.
No, 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 no.
I just wanted to make it clear while we are on this topic.
Yes.
I've experienced that you would hear a song, for instance, or you would see a show,
Mm.
and deep down in your soul, that song, a specific beat, resonate with you. You feel it so. It's not the actual song, but it's something within the song or in that resonates with your soul that takes
Mm.
you it takes you so far to a place which you yourself can't put your finger on, which you
Mm.
yourself can't recognize or remember.
Mm. Mm.
But you
Mm.
just knew that this song is stirring something up inside of you. Yeah, but I just wanted to it's not actually something that
You can exhibit different behaviors of different people because, like I said, the egg, and then you have to take into consideration the sperm as well. But mostly from African spirituality and even science, if you want to, the mother's mitochondria is never what's the word that I'm looking for? It's never mixed up with other things. You'll find the mother's mitochondria is intact. So your mother's mitochondria, her mother's mitochondria, so on and so forth. You can trace genealogy or where you come from, DNA from your mother's mitochondria. That
yeah,
doesn't change.
yeah, yes.
Same thing with the egg. The egg holds that specific energy. And so, yes, there are many energies that can play, but some are, we always find a dominant one. Can I say that?
Yes, yes, please.
The child might eat like the father or laugh like the father, but the one that is prominent, that is dominant, that is every day, that is all the time, there will only be one. If that answers the question.
It does. Thank you for your wisdom every day. I can listen to you the whole day.
I'm humbled.
Thank you
I'm
so
humbled.
much, sis. That was so much enlightenment for me as well. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for God.
I'm most humbled. I'm most humbled. Mm. To me, as you know, our people, our people mean the world to me. Our people are my path. They are the reason why. They are the reason why I do what I do. They are the reason why I will drive 2 days. If somebody says they need me, I'll drive 2 days to get to you to help you. That is my path. And so to finally be able to speak on a platform and so that people can hear it, Oh, this is why I'm feeling this. Oh, this is why I'm experiencing this. Oh, this is why my child behaves this way. Or this is why my thinking is like it. To create light bulb moments for our people. It is my bliss. It is my heaven. It is my path. So I am grateful for you, sis, and for those who listen, that they might find enlightenment.
Awesome.
African,
Awesome.
African, African enlightenment. Blood of their blood enlightened.
Mm.
Yes. So thank you so much. And thank you, viewers, everybody for watching. I was very close to the screen. I only realized how very close I was. I want to thank each and every one of you that is listening, that is watching, who's on the live, who's going to watch this when we post it again. I want you to try and just, for a time, you've got nothing to lose. Ask your ancestors questions. Try and connect with them. Um, Try and go into nature. Our ancestors love nature. Nature is where they play. Nature is where they are free. They love the elements. And so be around water, be around a mountain, go to a tree, touch the tree, close your eyes and go within and try and experience your ancestors and what they can do for you, because that's all that they are here for. They are just here to help us, make the load easier. And they always encourage you. They always, like we say, they always have your back.
Yes.
Ah, our sister, the one I was talking about earlier,
Thank
just sent a
you.
message.
Thank you, DJ.
We miss you. We miss you. We miss you. We miss
Welcome.
you.
Welcome.
Welcome. And we are praying for you. And we are hoping that you find your enlightenment, that you find your peace, that you find your answers, that you come back to us um, lighter, uh, lighter meaning full of light, full of love, like we know you are, like you know we are. So on that note, sis, any last words before we close off the show?
Well, I just want to thank God for tonight. Thank you for our ancestors that's here with us tonight. Thank God for our viewers. And may
Mm,
God give them so much enlightenment, viewers, dear viewers. May God
inshallah.
give you so much enlightenment, so much guidance through whatever vessel. Thank you once again for tuning into this channel. We appreciate you. I will say again, please subscribe, like, and share. And may God bless us on this journey. And it was
Inshallah.
wonderful having this podcast tonight. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your love always. Yeah.
I'm most humbled. I'm most humbled. I'm most humbled. Well, that's it, viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. And to DJ again, today, we're rooting for you. We're praying for you. We are supporting you. We hope to hear from you soon. Stay strong. Stay strong. Child of Africa, stay strong. Ah, she sent us a message. She sent us a message.
Mm. Thank you, DJ. Thank you,
So,
DJ.
and then follow us also on Instagram. DJ has created, she's the girl behind the scenes. She's the one doing the Instagram. She's the one telling us how to sit and how our positioning should be. And she's the
Yes.
girl behind the scenes making things happen. So follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Khoisan Talks. Dia has posted pictures on there and little video clips if you are interested to find out more about our culture and traditions. So thank you, everybody. I wish you a beautiful weekend filled with love, light, and God. Bye, everybody. Bye, sis.
Goodbye, sis.